What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be looking at the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's fight at 154 pounds between young knockout artist Jesus Ramos Jr. and late replacement Guido Schramm. Guys, before we continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. And if you haven't already, could you please hit subscribe? My YouTube analytics are telling me 80% of you who watch my content are unaware that you haven't hit the subscribe button. That will really help me out. Also, like this video and be sure to hit the bell notifications button so you can be notified every time I put out something that's new. Thank you. In the co-main event of the title fight between Sebastian Fundora and Cordell Booker this weekend, we have a fight at 154 pounds between young Jesus Ramos Jr. and late replacement Guido Schramm. Guys, this fight was supposed to be Ramos Jr. versus Kevin Salgado. Salgado pulls out. In steps the Argentinian replacement. Now, a lot of the boxing pundits online are saying that some people would have been happier to see Jesus Ramos Jr. in the main event against Sebastian Fundora, but maybe one day we'll get to see that, just not yet. This PBC fight card is stacked with a lot of prospects, and when you look at this fight, it might not jump out on paper in terms of a close fight, but it does have star power, potential champion power with Ramos Jr. So in this video, we're going to be going over both fighters. We're going to talk a little bit about what both fighters have been up to. I'm going to fill you guys in on what to expect. We'll go over those Las Vegas odds, and stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to give you my prediction on where I'm putting my money. Guys, Jesus Ramos Jr., we just saw him fight on the David Benavidez and David Morrell undercard. He's coming off a victorious 8th round stoppage of Jason Rosario. Ramos Jr. just had a birthday, so we also want to say happy 24th. This is the nephew of Abel Ramos, so you know boxing pedigree runs through his blood. When you look at his resume so far at such a young age, he's given Joey Spencer his only loss, and we know Spencer just came down here to Australia. In a few weeks, he'll be taking on Tim Tszyu in what some claim is a pecking order fight in terms of what's next for both guys. Ramos Jr.'s only defeat has come against Erickson Lubin. So at 24 years old, he's already proved himself in terms of where he is going in his career, what he's capable of at a championship level. He's still maturing and still developing. So the fans of Ramos Jr. are very excited. His fan-friendly style, the southpaw, wants to go in there and finish the fight. With his opponent, he's coming off 2 losses. The Argentinian Schramm is trying to kind of find redemption in a sense, because his last fight, he faced a late replacement and he was knocked out. So you have to think his camp, his team has seen something. Maybe they've seen something that I haven't seen for them to put their hand up. For another fighter to step in on late replacement and give us the opportunity to see a rising contender like Ramos Jr., we just have to tip our cap to the Argentinian fighter. So now let's get started on what to expect with this fight. Guys, this fight goes down this weekend at the Michelob Ultra Arena in Las Vegas. I just want to also mention Ramos Jr.'s original opponent, Kevin Salgado, when he pulled out, he didn't give a reason. So instead, this is why he's facing Guido Schramm in the co-feature underneath the main event, which will pit unified junior middleweight title holder Seb Fundora against Cordell Booker. Ramos is 22-1 with 18 knockouts. He's a 24-year-old junior middleweight from Arizona whose only loss was a controversial decision defeat to Erickson Lubin in September of 23. Ramos has won 2 straight since, including a 9th round TKO of Johan Gonzalez last May. Gonzalez just sent Jarrett Hurd into retirement. And an 8th round TKO of Jason Rosario on the February 1st pay-per-view undercard of Benavidez versus Morrell Jr. Schramm, on the other hand, is 16-3-2 with 9 knockouts. He's a 29-year-old originally from Argentina, now fighting out of LA. He has dropped 2 in a row, losing a majority decision to the aforementioned Gonzalez in November of 2023, and then suffering a 6th-round knockout to perpetual spoiler, the 14-6 Vladimir Hernandez last June. So on paper, it's no secret Ramos Jr. is supposed to win this fight. Like I said earlier, maybe there's something that Schramm's team has seen for them to put their hand up. Maybe it's redemption on their mind. Maybe they just want to get the taste of getting knocked out by Hernandez out their mouth. But fighting a Jesus Ramos Jr. after you already got knocked out, that is a tough hill to climb. And this is probably the reason why Schramm is a 14-1 underdog. Moving forward, I want to take a closer look and educate everyone on who Guido Schramm is and what he's been up to in his career. Schramm is 16-3 with 9 knockouts. He's currently ranked 164 in the world at 154 pounds. He carries into the ring a 56% career knockout to win ratio. The Argentinian boxer is a 29-year-old orthodox fighter standing at 5'8" with a 70-inch reach. He last fought Vladimir Hernandez, who was 14-6. He got knocked out in the 6th. That was a late replacement on Hernandez, so people were kind of shocked in that fight. Gonzalez was 33-2. He lost a majority decision in the 10th. Paul Kroll, 10-0, draw. Jahai Brown, 13-0, majority decision in the 10th. Jonathan Sanchez, 21-5, won a UD in the 10th. So Schramm's trying to pick up his first victory since 2023. It's a tough test to solve with Jesus Ramos Jr. He's going to be there to get hit. He does have a little bit of pop in his hands. It's going to be your classic southpaw versus orthodox style. He does have high-level training partners. You've seen this guy travel to get training with Hamza Shiraz. You've seen him travel to get training with Bakram Murtazalov. He's been trained by Freddie Roach. So the guy has the skills and he has the tools. It's just boxing. The reason why you get matched at certain times in your career is because the people who take care of you are supposed to see where you are in your development. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I expect Schramm to go in there and shock the world. He needs to come in there focused. He needs to come in there poised, have a game plan, and fight really smart to avoid the power of Jesus Ramos Jr. Let's take a closer look at Ramos's career. Guys, Jesus Ramos Jr. is 22-1 with 18 knockouts. He's currently ranked number 10 in the world at 154 pounds. He carries into the ring an 82% career knockout to win ratio. The American's 24 years old, and the southpaw stands at 5'10" with a 72-inch reach. His adoring fans call him El Mono, the One. We last saw him fight Jason Rosario, 24-4, knockout in the 8th. Johan Gonzalez, 34-2, knockout in the 9th. Erickson Lubin, 25-2, he lost to UD in the 12th. Joey Spencer, 16-0, knocked him out in the 7th. Santa Maria, 13-2, UD in the 10th. So it's no shock, no surprise what we expect from Jesus Ramos. This is an aggressive young fighter. The southpaw is going to be pressure forward. I think he's going to want to get Schramm out of there early. I think he's going to want to do exactly what a common opponent did, Hernandez, and knock him out. He's going to want to show the world and remind everyone what he does. Now, his name doesn't get mentioned a lot. There are not a lot of fighters calling him out at 154 pounds. That division is super exciting, and him ranked number 10 in the world, another exciting performance, even though it's late replacement, is going to continue to put his name up there with the big names. Like I said, there's fights happening in the next few weeks in the division. Zeus fighting Spencer. We just saw Thurman destroy Brock Jarvis. So you have to think another knockout, and it's going to be impossible for the division to avoid Jesus Ramos Jr. I'm a big fan of his style. I think he's a dangerous opponent for anybody in the division. Remember, guys, down here in Australia, the betting app, because you guys asked me a lot who I use, it's Sportsbet. So these odds are strictly from the Australian betting site. Let's look at the money line first. If you're taking Jesus Ramos to win money line, $100 only gets you $4 in return. If you think the Argentinian fighter is going to shock the world, 14-1. 100 gets you 1,400 back. Now, the method of victory is going to add a little bit more juice on this matchup. If you're a fan of Ramos and expect him to win and you want to put him on a parlay, Jesus Ramos to win by decision, $3.80. So $100 gets you $3.80 back. The knockout is $1.34. Keep that in mind. $100 gets you $34 back. $34 back is way more than the $4 back on just the money line. And the bettors are not expecting Ramos to win a decision. More importantly, they don't expect Schramm to take Ramos the distance. The draw pays 34-1. Guido to win by decision, 26-1. Guido to knock out Ramos, 23-1. So the odds are slightly in Guido's favor, even though it's a long shot for him to knock out Ramos. This is what the bettors are thinking. Ramos is going to stand there and trade. The chances of Ramos getting caught by a lucky punch against Schramm is a little bit more higher than the chances of Schramm taking Ramos the distance. So when I look at these fighters side by side, Ramos is going to be a little bit taller. He's going to have the longer reach. He's going to have the power advantage. He's going to have youth on his side. He has everything on his side. The momentum. This is why all the money's on his side. And like I said, I could tip my hat to Schramm. He's a brave guy. He's a very proud fighter. Fighters who come out of Argentina are the same way. It's an opportunity to get him back in the ring, and he thinks it's an opportunity to get him back in the winner's circle. I just think that Jesus Ramos Jr. is too much. I'm taking him to win. I like the $1.34 by knockout. I think he gets it done within the distance. I'm not going to predict the round, but I will throw Jesus Ramos Jr. at $1.34 by knockout on a parlay. Stay tuned to the YouTube channel, the community section. I'll show you all my bets. Now, how do you see this fight playing out in the comment section below? Do you see Ramos Jr. winning by a decision or knockout? Do you see the Argentinian upsetting Ramos Jr.? And whatever it is, let me know. Also, if you haven't seen the breakdown of another fight on that card between the American Olympian Terrell Gausha and young rising prospect Elijah Garcia, stay tuned because that's coming up right now.